Good morning. Good morning. It's time to scramble our cubes. Good morning. Good morning. Ta-dum. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum. How are you guys doing this morning? Got any fun today going on? Today's Friday, right? Yeah. Okay. Scramble, scramble, scramble. Da 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 da. All right. Here's an example of scrambling being the hardest part because I keep seeing more patterns that I can do. Good morning. How are you going, Cat? Easy for me to say. All right. I'm Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. It works on every size cube. We treat them all the same way. Ba-dum. Ba-dum. Bum, ba-dum. Dun-dun. All right. Okay. Every cube has 8 corners. Pick a corner. Every corner has 3 colors. Pick a color. I always start with yellow because every cube has a yellow. Not all of them have all of the colors when you throw in non-random cubes like that. So this one, for example, does not have a white. But they all have a yellow, and the yellow is usually opposite either the white or the black, depending on if it's a black cube with white stickers or a white cube with black stickers. I've had both of them. But everyone has a yellow with every cube I've ever had so far. So we start with yellow. Alright, so I picked a corner that has yellow on it, and I selected yellow, and so this is the corner that is correct. I'm going to make all the rest of the cube match it because this is correct, and the cube must comply. So I'm looking at the corners, so I'm ignoring everything except for the corners. So I put my left thumb on this. I'm holding the cube as I'm looking at the front where it's a spreadsheet with columns and rows. And so my left thumb is on, as I'm holding the cube, my left thumb is on a white, so I'm going to look at the cube that's on the corner cube that's under my right thumb, and I'm going to say, does this cube have my chosen color on it, my active color, which is yellow? So of these 3 colors, none of them are yellow. If one of them was yellow, then I'd go right into Formula A to bring it to the top. But if none of them is yellow, I have to look at down below to see whether the cube underneath that cubey corner has a yellow on it. That's the first thing, because Formula A is going to switch these 2 back and forth and twist them around as it does. So if you've got a yellow here or here, Formula A is going to work. If you don't, turn on. I don't need messages. Don't interrupt me. Okay, if you don't, then you rotate the bottom row 1/4 turn until their answer is yes, and there is a yellow. So if there's your yellow is in one of these then A will bring it to the top. So again, spreadsheet, rows and columns. We've got the bottom row and the right column, and the arrow indicates which column to use and which slice to use, column or row, and the black line represents the rest of the cube. We're ignoring everything except for our corners and our yellow. So this is going to come up here, so I'm going to move it away from the action, move it out, away from the action. We're going to move the space down. I'm going to move the piece into the space and the piece in the space back up again. So out, down, in, up. And is my yellow on top? No, it's not on the top face yet, so I've got to keep going. Out, down, in, up. Is my yellow on top? No, not yet. Can I just muscle it into place here for the first four corners? Yeah, you can. You can do a lot of just intuitive solving before you get to where you need to start thinking about what you're doing. But this method is geared towards newbies, and so I don't use any intuition. I just follow the pattern. So out, down, in, up, and my yellow's on top. So when the yellow's on top, I'm going to, but not all of them are, so I'm going to slide the top, not rotate the cube, just slide the top, so that this is over here. It's now under the protection of my left thumb. I'm going to continue on this corner because the goal is to bring the yellow to the top on all four corners. This one does not have a yellow on the top. Does not have a yellow on any corner, so I look underneath it. No yellow there either. But because of the nature of the cube, I know there's 4 yellow corners, so I've got to find it somewhere. So I rotate the bottom by a quarter turn, and I ask again, is there a yellow? Yes, there's a yellow. So as long as there's a yellow in one of these two, formula A, out, down, in, up, is going to bring it to the top and the top face. So again, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. And when the yellow is on top on all 4 corners, we don't care about the sides yet, but the yellow's on top on all 4 corners. And that was our first step. So we did that. Let's do it on this one now. Okay, here's yellow. Is there a yellow here? No. Is there a yellow here or here? Yes. So out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top. Slide it out of the way. Keep the cube stable. And look at this one. Is there a yellow here? Yes. So formula A again to bring the yellow to the top. Keep going until it is on the top face, and it will happen. As long as there's a yellow in one of these 2 places, it'll come up to the top. Okay, yellow's on top. Slide it out of the way. Keep going with this corner. Is there yellow there? No. You're there? No. So slide the bottom quarter turns until the answer is yes. And formula A, out, down, in, up. And the yellow's on top at all 4 corners. Yay! Let's do it again. Okay. These ones are a little too convenient. Okay, here's a yellow. Is there a yellow one on one of these 3 corners? Yes. So bottom row, right column, bottom, so and until the yellow's on top. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top. Slide to protect it. Keep going. Is there yellow here or here? No. So bottom row quarter turns until the answer is yes. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top. Slide it aside to protect it. Is there a yellow here or here? No. So bottom row quarter turns until the answer is yes. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, until the yellow wigs its way to the top. Ta-da! And we did that one. So the yellow's on top on all of these. Let's do this one. Okay. Is there a yellow here? No. Is there a yellow here? No. Rotate the bottom by quarter turns. The answer is yes. And do I just muscle it up? I could. Out, down, in, up. The reason I don't is because I do the second 4 corners the exact same way I do the first 4 corners. So you only have to learn one way. So no yellow here, no yellow here. Rotate the bottom, yellow there. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. There we go. Rotate the top row. Don't rotate the cube, just the top row. Yellow here, no. Yellow here, no. Yellow, yellow. There it is. Out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top on all 4 corners. Hooray! We did it. Okay. The next step is each corner has 3 colors. We've only looked at 1. So now we're going to broaden our perspective a little bit, and we're going to look at the other corners, other colors. So at this point, what we're looking for, and we're ignoring everything but the corners, what we're looking for is to see whether the other sides of the corners match. Okay. So here, red does not equal green. orange does not equal red, green does not equal orange, but blue equals blue. Now what you're going to come up with here at this point in time is it has to be one of three things. Either all of the corners, all of the side colors match, or none of them match, or one of them match. You can't have any other mathematical situation because of the nature of the cube. You can't have two sides that match and the other two not unless you've been peeling the stickers off. We don't want to do that. So this one has 1, so I'm going to put it in this column. This one, green does not equal orange, blue does not equal green. So this one has one side that matches. I'm going to put it here. This one also has one side that matches, as does this one. I was going to try to show you what it was like if none of the sides matched. If none of the sides match, it doesn't matter which way you hold it. You're going to do formula B. You're going to do the following steps, and then when you're finished, one side will match. If one side matches to begin, after you do this, all sides will match. So you will go from one of those three states to another state. So one side matches, let's do that. So the matching side is blue. So it faces away from you as if you're in a car and its headlights driving away. So you're looking at you're going to do formula B, which is going to formula B because formula B only moves the three pieces that we want to move. It's only going to move these three pieces. It's not going to move the rest of the cube, which we don't care about as we're beginning, but later on as you get to where the rest of the cube is solved, you really don't want to mess it up, so we care about it then. So formula B, 1 row, 2 columns. It's the top row, and the 2 columns are the outside columns in this instance because we're working at the corners. So follow the arrows. We go slide up, slide up. Every other move is horizontal. Every other horizontal is a reverse the one before it. Slide down, slide down. This cube stayed the same, and these three all changed. And so it's like, oh no, I've lost my yellow. No, you haven't. They're all there. And we already know formula A, so we're going to use formula A to bring it back to the top again. Out, down, in, up. And when the yellow's on top, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. So sorry guys, had a sneeze coming on. I couldn't stop it. Okay, so we brought our yellow back to the top again. Slide the top, keep going. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Slide the top, keep going. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. And when our yellow comes back to the top again, which it will, this time, because we had one side matching, this time now all the sides match. Red equals red, green equals green, orange equals orange, blue equals blue. Let's do that again on this one. Okay, blue side matches, faces away. Formula B, top row, outside columns, slide up, slide up, slide down, and then right into formula A to bring our yellow back to the top. Out, down, in, up, and then we keep the cube stable and rotate just the top row to move it out of the way and protect it. Continue with this one. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Continue. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top on all 4 corners. The sides match this time. So yay, hooray, we're done. Do it again on this one. Okay. Red side matches, faces away from you. Formula B. slide up, slide up, slide down, and back to Formula A to bring him back up to the top again. Out, down, and up, out, down, and up. Slide the top to protect it. Keep going with this one. Out, down, and up, out, down, and up. Slide the top to protect it. Keep going with this one. Yellow's back on top, and this time the sides match. Yay! Okay, one more. Okay. Orange matches, so the side that matches faces away from you. Slide up, slide down, and this is just demonstrating that it's the exact same way no matter what cube you have. Out, down, and up, out, down, and up. Slide the top, out, down, and up, out, down, and up. Slide the top, out, down, and up, out, down, and up. And so the first four corners are correct on all of my cubes. And the reason why I didn't take any shortcuts is because now, watch, we take it, flip it upside down, we're working on the second four corners, and we're going to do the second four corners the exact same way we did the first four corners. Good morning, you guys. How are you all doing this morning? Alright, so, how are you all doing this morning? Anyone want to chat? Okay, we'll drop a line if you change your mind. Okay, so the opposite color for yellow is usually red, but if you don't know that, you have to figure it out, because not every cube is colored the same way. But it's not yellow, and it's not a color that touches yellow, and it's a color that all four corners have in common. Okay, so exact same way, we're ignoring the yellow because we trust that it's going to take care of itself, the yellow corners, because Formula B and Formula A only affects the pieces we want to move, and it doesn't alter the rest of the cube. My camera is migrating. What are you doing? There we go. Alright, so the difference being is that I don't have to ask myself, is there a white on this corner? Because we know that there is. We've already established that. So, is it on top? Formula A. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. And like I said, we're ignoring our yellow. We don't want to look at it right now because it looks like, oh no, I messed up my yellow. I've got to start over again. No, you don't. Because we're just going to keep going. We're going to bring our white to the top on all four corners the same way we did for the first four. And when we do, we're keeping the cube stable, and we're continuing on this corner. We're going to keep twisting the corners until the white's on top. And what you do not have to know but can trust is the mathematics of the cube, in that it's going to be a multiple of 6 to get all the corners to the top, all the white to the top. And 6 is the magic number for Formula A, in that it brings everything, it does not, everything else that you haven't been working on stays the same. And so now when we look at our yellows, sure enough, they're still there, they're still safe. White's on top on all four corners. Remember I said one of three things can happen. You can either all of the sides match, none of them do, or one of them does. On this one, all of them match. So the first four corners are happy with each other. The second four corners are happy with each other. All you gotta do is rotate the top row until the top and the bottom match. Boom! And the corners are done. On 2x2, that's all you've got. On the others, you've just established what color each side's going to be. If you've just joined me, I am Sunshine. I do love to demonstrate my method because it's just the funnest thing in the world. I love to dialogue more than I love to monologue and chat, and I love to teach more than I love to demonstrate. So jump in, ask me questions, talk to me. How's your day? What's your favorite scramble? What's your favorite solution? Favorite method to solve? Before today, because now this is your favorite, I know. All right, so actually this is not This is not everyone's cup of tea. I do know that, because this is not a speed solve method and is not a fewest moves challenge method. But with this method, I take complete non-cubers, and inside of 2 hours, they are comfortable, confident, knowing they can pick up any cube and putting it down solved, because A and B is all you need. It solves every cube. And so, I think this is the easiest. I went in the total opposite direction of speed. Because the faster you are, the more things you have to memorize. The fewest moves you're going, the more precise and intricate the algorithms need to be, and that's all great. But I was running into a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's too hard for me. I can't memorize it." I have a friend who said, "It's all my cubes," because I have cubes. Said, "Wow, those look like fun." I said, "Yeah, do you know how to cube?" And she says, "No." And I said, "Do you want to learn?" She says, "I can't. I have brain trauma. I had a car accident, da 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 da." And I said, "Okay, well, if you ever want to learn, let me know." And 2 days later, she had borrowed my 6x6 to take it with her as her main cube until she got another one, because it was fun. So, yeah, because I take, I specialize in people who say, "Oh, my brother can do it, my cousin can do it, he's tried to teach me, my brain just doesn't work that way, I can't memorize everything," and I'm like, "Oh." And I'll just take a napkin, draw the methods, and put the cube in their hand and say, "Well, here." And I'll just mime formula A, and they'll do it, and the corners will fall into place. They're like, "Oh, well, that was easy. Are the other ones harder?" No. Is this one harder than this one? They're like, "Well, and of course they think you're going to say yes. But not with my method. With my method, they're all the same. I had my 7x one time at church, and I was talking, and the little kids, when the kid came up, I was talking to his dad. So he came up and interrupted and said, "Excuse me," because he says, "That cube, it says, have you ever actually solved it all the way, even just once?" I said, "Oh, honey, I can teach you how to solve it." He says, "Oh, but it's so big." I mean, yeah, it is. You can do it. So, corners are done. First 4 corners are done. Like I said, we're going to abandon the yellows now. Face down. We're going to abandon them. We're just going to let them fend for themselves, because they will. Formula A and Formula B is not going to mess them up. So, opposite yellow, this one has a white, this one has a white, this one has a white, this one has a white. So opposite yellow is obviously white. None of them are on top, so it doesn't matter where I start. But my only criteria is that once I start, I don't move the cube. I don't rotate the cube around. I only slide the top face to affect what I'm working on. So I'm holding but my green corners are to the front. I don't know if this doesn't matter. All right, so formula A, 1 row, 1 column, out, down, in, up, evaluate. Is my white on top? No, keep going. Out, down, in, up, evaluate. Is my white on top? Yes. Okay, slide it out of the way. We're going to keep that safe, and we're going to keep going with this one. Is the white on top? No. Out, down, in, up, evaluate. Is the white on top? No. Out, down, in, up. Is the white on top? Yes. Slide the top. Hello, we have a kitty. This is my kitty. We are blessed. This is Fluffer Bunny. Fluffer. Fluffer, do you want to say hi? Turn around, say hi. Hi, look at you. Look how pretty you are. Hi, sweetie. Okay, I'm working. So sit down or go away. Go, go, go. Shoo, shoo. Shoo. Or stay here. I'll just work around you. Okay, so white's on top. Is the white on top? Bye. I love you. Is the white on top? No. So out, down, in, up. And it's in groups of 2 because it's the second 4 corners. So I don't have to evaluate between everyone. Is the white on top? No. Formula A, out, down, and up, out, down, and up. Is the white on top? Yes. Slide it out of the way, keep going. Out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. White on top? Nope. Keep going. Out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. Is the white on top? Yes. Okay, we can pause. And now we can look at our yellows and see, oh yeah, they're happy still. If you had looked at them anytime before, in the middle of this Formula A method to bring your corners to the top, corner active color to the top, they would have appeared scrambled, but they still knew where they were. And if you finish the six times on the Formula A, they will resolve themselves. So that's why I do. The second four corners are solved the exact same way as the first four corners are. Now, am I going to do it with all the rest of them? Normally, yeah, but right now I'm lazy. So, the yellows are, like I said, they're still happy. They're correct to each other. And so I look at the second four corners and I see whether because each corner has three colors. So orange does not equal red, blue does not equal green, orange does not equal red, blue does not equal green. Here is an example, one of the three I told you could happen, where none of the sides match. Okay, here all of the sides match. There, one of the sides matched, and here none of them match. If none of them match, it doesn't matter which way you hold it to begin with, because you're just going to do this twice instead of once. Okay, we're going to do Formula B, which is going to move three of them around. Okay. Before I do that, I'm going to show you what happens on a solved cube for Formula B. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, and you can tell that the only three things that it moved, you can't tell when this cube is scrambled, but when the cube is solved, you can see that all that happened was these three corners moved, and they're all that moved. Okay. They moved clockwise. Is there another way to do it to move it counterclockwise? Yeah, but instead we just do it twice. So you only have to learn the method once. And now they have moved clockwise twice, which is counterclockwise. Okay? And once more, and they're back to solve, back to wherever they were to begin with. So Formula B, we don't have to worry about it affecting anything except for the three pieces that you're trying to work with. So, Formula B, doesn't matter which way I hold it because there's nothing that matches. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and then immediately into Formula A to bring my white back to the top again. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Is my white on top? Yes. Slide the top to move it out of the way. Continue your A pattern with this one. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. White's on top, continue. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. When the white's on top on all four corners, we can check our yellows. They're still happy. Okay. And now we ask again, do the sides match? Red does not equal green. Blue equals blue. So one side matches. Again, when one side matches, you face it away from you as headlights driving a car. And we're going to do Formula B again. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and Formula A to bring my whites back to the top. And the bottom looks like it's scrambling, but as long as you ignore it and don't get distracted until your whites are back to the top again, you will see that they have resolved themselves, because these two, Formula A and Formula B, does not mess up your cube. Alright, so whites back to the top, sides match, yellow is still happy. Corner bottom matches the top, so these corners are done. All right. And when I'm teaching in real life, in real time, I spend the first hour just on the corners. You know, Formula A, got it. Okay, throw in Formula B, Formula A again. You know, and then they've got the corners done. I leave them and I say, okay, by the way, here's a 5x5 to play with till you come back next week. Your Formula B was one row and two columns, and it's always going to be that, but if you alter which columns you use, different pieces move. For example, if I wanted to move this, if I wanted to move this red and white to be between the red and white columns, red and white corners, I would line up the front, and I'd see which direction it wants to be, and then the two columns are where it wants to land and where it begins. So I'm going to do Formula B with this column, and this one, I start by moving it away. So I move it away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and it placed it. So depending on, you just pick a cube you want to move, and then the two columns are where it's going to land and where it wants to begin with. And if you use the outside columns, it's corners, outside, inside, it's edges, two inside columns, it's centers. Play with it, see what you can figure out, and come back in a week. And that's it, 2 1-hour sessions, and they walk away knowing how to solve every cube. And so can you. Now I know you guys already know how to cube, but if you have any friends who think they're not smart enough to learn, bring them to me. We will have fun. It will be fun. All right, I'm going to leave my cubes now, and we'll work on them again tonight when I come back. I usually stream every weekday morning, Saturday mornings, and Friday evenings. So come back and join me if you want to. Go have a wonderful day. Be nice to yourself. Drink water. If you're lucky enough to have snow outside, go play in the snow. Depending on where you live in the world. And I'll be back here. So go have fun. Bye, you guys.